What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of The Locker Room. I'm here with Rhyse. What's going on, brother?
Not a lot, mate. Just cruising. Nice Wednesday afternoon here in Sydney. Yeah. So it's good. Good
Pilates earlier today. A bit of yoga.
Yeah, have to relax the mind a little bit. But, Pilates is pretty tough, but yoga is good to get a bit of stretching done. But yeah, it was a really good day.
It's it's so weird that like when I was coming through, if someone said like, "Oh, we got yoga or Pilates on a Wednesday for, not cool down, but our down day," they were like, "Are you taking the piss? That is for hippies."
Yeah,
and yet now every club does yoga and Pilates.
Yeah, it's still pretty strange. Like on the phone to the missus going, "Yeah, we just did a yoga and Pilates class," and she's kind of like, "Oh, is that all you guys do when you go to training?" But it is. It's good to do because you feel a lot better after.
Yeah, and Pilates is actually hard. It's hard.
Oh, I can't even do half of it. I sit there and stretch me hammies and that.
Good old hammies.
The abs, you got to switch the abs on. I'm sure I struggle with that. No good.
How's it been at the Doggies? Obviously Dean Pay came in last year, and it's his second year now.
Yeah.
So what's the feeling been like for you boys? Like you were speaking earlier that sometimes like it takes like, it's been a roller coaster year for the Doggies, like massive, but you just feel a bit better this year. A lot more calm and relaxed kind of thing.
Yeah, I think Dean and the coaching staff were learning last year.
Yep.
And we started to hit a bit of form towards the back end of the season, and just this preseason we've been working really hard on what we did well in the back end of last year, and we've been going really well. It's been an enjoyable preseason so far. Not as much testing and running as what we did last year, but on the other side we've been doing a lot more footy and but still getting the fitness and all that in. But it's been really enjoyable.
And what's the have you done any army camps or anything like that?
No, the dogs don't believe in them, which is good. No, I don't want to jinx myself.
Good old bro. That is. It's weird because like for example, the Bronx. Like we did one in 2006. And we won, 2005, end of 2005, early 2006. And we won the premiership. And then we did a bunch of other ones and it didn't do anything. So I guess the jury is out. Do they really work? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it all comes down to who you got in your squad. And I think on army camps, they've got a lot more negatives towards the back end of them. Like when you've been trying to put weight on blokes for 6 to 8 weeks, and then they got you going on army camp, and they're back to day one. They drop 5 or 6 kilos. So I think teams are taking it as a hindrance, like with those sort of blokes. But for some teams it works. But we haven't had to do one, thank God.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because in 2006, the one I was talking about, it was 6 days, and that was one of the reasons why they only did 2 to 3 days after that, was because guys like Darius, myself, the smaller guys, we lost Darius lost 10 kilos or something. I lost 6 or 7 kilos, and it was so much work that we had put into the friggin' off season, and we just lost it all, just boom, and it was hard to put it back on. Yeah,
well that's it. You would have been struggling after that to try and get back. So I'm glad we don't do it because I can't afford to. I could probably afford to lose a few kilos, but I don't like the idea of them. But
mate, they're torture, absolute torture.
I'm glad we don't do
them. Take us back to a young Rhyse, born up in Cairns.
Yeah, born in Cairns.
Yep.
I lived there till I was about 4.
Yep.
Mum and Dad split, unfortunately, but I went with Mum and we moved to Proserpine. That's around Early Beach with Sunday area, and grew up there. Did all my primary school and all that around there. It's a great spot to grow up.
Early Beach,
Yeah, all my mates, some of my mates that lived down near the beaches had little boats, and we'd go out on our school holidays for the whole school holidays, 2 weeks, and go camp on an island and go fishing every day. And looking back now, I realise how good I had it. But sometimes you got to make sacrifices. And when I was 15, I moved back to town. I moved to Townsville, and then finished high school at Cowan High, where I was focusing right in on footy, and picked up a contract. And
so, were you always good at footy? Were you obviously not? I was fucking the man, bro. But from a young age, did you play footy?
Yeah, I started when I was 5, I think, 5 and a half. All my older brothers played footy, and as a younger brother, you just want to do it as well. And I guess, as a young kid, I was quite good, but it helps when your other brothers are, bashing you up in backyard footy. And
Any memories from the backyard footy with the brothers?
Oh, too many.
What was the biggest blow up ever, where it was like, wow, this is dramatic, it's a family issue now?
The day I got the cricket bat and chased me brother around the yard with it.
Tell us why you did that.
Because he late hit me.
Oh, what a dog. He dog shot you late.
Yeah, he hit me. We were playing in the park. It was across the road from the house. And we always played. Every afternoon after school, we'd go down there and play footy in the park. And one day there was a fence that ran along the edge of the park, and he didn't late shot me. He hit me straight into it, and legs folded me in half. Bounced off the fence. I would have been, 8 years old, 9 years old. Got up, bawling my eyes out, going off, blowing up, and ran back to the house. Come back with a cricket bat, chasing him around the park with it.
There's the Martins again. Yeah.
Oh, the neighbours would have hated us. We used to play backyard cricket in the driveway, and so many holes in other people's houses. We wouldn't play with a tennis ball. We'd have to play a proper cricket with a leather ball
in the middle of a built-up area.
Yeah, so the neighbours, they knew who we were.
And so was your brother like good at footy, or was it more just you that kind of stood out? Did you make the rep sides growing up?
I made growing up I made a few. But yeah, my older brothers, they were quite good too. My two oldest brothers, they grew up playing in Cairns through the Cairns comp, and they made a few rep teams up there. And then Tyson, he's the third brother. He played 20s at the Cowboys, and it was full time at the Cowboys, and unluckily, did his ACL and never got a shot. Yep. But he was in the mix there while he was full time. But
it's a timing, man. Like timing. I mean, some people get fortunate in the sense that they're good enough where if they do an ACL, the club will go, yeah, we'll give you another year to try. And then sometimes it's like you do your ACL and then you don't get that full-time training to recover from it. You go play reserve grade, but your passion isn't there because you lost. You know what I mean? Like there's so many things that go into it.
And yeah, exactly right. And he was 18th man 2-3 weeks in a row, and then he was gonna they were like, oh, you're gonna get a crack soon, and that weekend he did his ACL, and I think it rattled him a bit, but I think he still had another year, and just never fully
recovered from that ACL.
And then just from then on, just injuries, and I think he's dislocated his wrist 3 times since. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Far out.
He's just been, rattled by him. Yeah, in the wars, that's for sure.
So you growing up, did you make all the rep sides, or was it just some of the rep sides, or?
Oh, I think. Yeah, when I was younger, I made rep sides, but just never made Queensland until I was 18 and in schoolboys, and then pretty much from when I moved to Townsville to go to Curl, and started really focusing on footy, and that really helped me. Made the Queensland schoolboys, the senior team, and then moved to Sydney, and then played the under 20s Queensland as well. So
were you when you moved to schools? Did the school say to you like got the scholarship, or was it you going, nah, I want to give this a real good crack here, I'm going to move to a good school? Yeah,
so Tyson, he moved to Townsville for the Cowboys, and I followed him. I just said I'll come. Mum moved. We all moved as a family to Townsville. And,
okay.
I just said that Curl was the football school, and I just went in one day, and it was good.
So it's kind of like you saw your brother go through the system, so you were like, I want to follow my brother's footsteps. I'm going to go to a footy school.
Yeah, I think my brother did it a lot harder than what I did. Because we were in Proserpine, and it's only a little town, and he did well to get picked up through just playing local footy. Well, that was at the start of under 20, so 2008. That's when he went up, and I'm glad I followed him because it really helped me. I think.
Yeah, I mean, going into a footy system is so much better. Like for example, your brother wasn't in a footy system, so it might have taken him till he was in the under 20s to get in the system.
Yeah.
Whereas yourself, if you're 15 already in a good quality school, it's much easier to navigate the pathway.
Well, that's right. You have the expectations there at school, and we had the gym. We were doing gym and getting all those our schedules and everything, and you start getting into that routine and in that environment when you're in school, and then it's easy to kind of transition into like the under 20s
100%.
and then into full time. So yeah, it definitely helped me, and I couldn't imagine what he had to go through. When, straight just school into full time under 20s kind of pre-seasons and training and all that. So
100%. And so, what was it? Was it a shock when you first got to that school and saw the system they had in place and the training you had to do, or not really?
Not really. I think I was excited. I really wanted to be a part of that, and I bought into it. And I think the team that we had and the players that were at that school really made it easier for me to transition. Like the school itself, they've done really well with the footy side of things. I think 4 years ago they won the national comp.
Wow.
So like and then when I was there, like we had Taumalolo and
I swear.
Yeah, he played. He played with us on like a Wednesday school footy, and then debuted NRL on the weekend.
What was that like? So you were playing. So obviously you would have seen him coming through the ranks. Yeah. What was it like as one of the boys in the team? Was it like?
Well, yeah, it was weird. Like we literally played school football together on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
And we travelled all the way to Mackay to play St Brendan's. And we get back to school on the Thursday, and he's named to play NRL on the Saturday. So everyone's kind of like, "Oh."
Did he destroy in the school game? Or?
Oh yeah,
just killed it.
He was doing exactly what he does now,
with
kids.
So was he always like the superstar?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's unreal.
What's the freakiest? What's a game where you remember just going, what's going on?
Every game. Just the way he literally what you see now is what he was doing in school, and it took him, I don't know, maybe a year or two to really find that confidence in the form and where he's playing at. But in school, you don't have any worries. All you're worried about is playing footy with your mates and going to school and having a bit of fun there. But we always knew that he was going to be.
So what was it like? So you play with him on the Wednesday. He gets named. Did the boys like speak to him like, bro, what's going on? And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm named. Like I didn't know what was happening.
Pretty much, yeah. Like it was exciting because our whole team got down to it because it was a home game that weekend.
How good was that?
And it was against the Bulldogs, funny.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Fuck, how good is that?
And it was weird because we watched him play, and then he was back at school on Monday. And just cruising around doing the same stuff he did. Did
he play? Did he end up playing school footy again, or not? They didn't let him do that.
No, that was him done. He retired from school footy after that. I don't think the school footy would have let him play anymore.
Oh my god! Could you imagine that? An NRL player playing Year 12 footy?
Yeah, it was. We had Wayne Alugia too. I don't know if you remember Wayne. He was winging for the Cowboys.
Oh really? And a young superstar kind of thing. And then just didn't kick on.
No, it's unfortunate, but we had
a good side.
You
can swear, bro. It's all good, and I'll leave it out anyway. It's too bad.
We had an unreal footy
really
team.
good side.
Yeah.
Far out. That's so bizarre. Like playing school footy with him, and then he's playing NRL.
We didn't even win that game either. We lost because of the school footy rules. The first try wins.
What?
Yeah, it was a Queensland final, I think.
First try? What do you mean?
No, it was Queensland semi-final.
Oh, as in extra time, first try wins, golden try.
No, it was 25 minutes, and then because St Brendan scored first, but we drew 12-all, they won because they scored first.
Oh, because of the draw.
Oh, what a G up!
That is a G up. What? Why can't it go to extra time?
I don't know. That's what we were like. Well, why aren't we playing extra time? But
that's a G up. That is a massive G up. Taumalolo, you're an NRL player. Get the win. He should have done something.
He was chipping and chasing and everything.
Oh, really? Yeah. He probably was a freak.
He could do what he wanted.
Yeah. No. Wow, that's amazing. That's really incredible that he was saying. And so, okay, you're part of that. So when did it start becoming apparent to you that you had the ability to possibly enter a system?
Probably grade 12. I was like, grade 11 was pretty. Not tough, I wouldn't say tough, but I wasn't in like the first team. I was kind of borderline, like just coming off the bench every now and then. And then when year 12 come around, I don't know, I think just my personality, I'm not once I start something, I've got to be in there till I get it done.
Mm.
And I really, really trained hard and worked hard to get in the team. And then that's when, the little things started paying off for me. I made the northern region and then Queensland schoolboys. And then I got to sign my first contract for the Roosters that just before the Queensland comp. And it all kind of snowballed from there. And moved to Sydney and then so on, yeah.
And so when you say you trained hard, do you mean you just trained hard at training, or did you do extras personally, like runs or anything like that, or?
Then, no. I just, when I was at training, I always put in 100% effort, and I was just real competitive with myself, and that paid off.
It was more like a mentality of like not just rocking up and going through the motions. It was like, I'm rocking up to be the best I can be every single day, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Yep.
And I always could play footy, and I was just playing good football and just enjoying it.
So how did the conversation go about when the Roosters approached you and said we'd love to? It was on like a 20s contract.
Yeah. So I had an offer from the Cowboys and from the Roosters, and that was tough because I could have stayed at home and played for the Cowboys, or I could have just I moved away, and that was a big decision. But I thought I could stay in Townsville, keep doing the exact same thing. The possibility of not really being fully focused on the footy, but just being comfortable with my mates. And then I chose to get away, really focus, knuckle down on footy, and take the opportunity down here.
So it was the thought process for you was genuinely like, I need to make my entire life about footy. Yeah. And at Townsville there is a risk because I have mates, everything like that I might be strayed and not as focused. Whereas going to the Roosters is the best opportunity for me to be the best footy player I can be.
Yeah, that's the way I looked at it. Not saying that my mates would have done that to me, but I thought
it's like kind of have ice cream in the fridge. If you've got it in there, you might have some ice cream.
Yeah, well, that's it. Especially when you're 17, 18 and your mates are going out, you're all going to want to go out as 100%. Well. Like the ice cream.
Like the ice
cream. So I thought it was a challenge for me, and it will make me a better person, but a better footy player.
Yep. And so and you're moving away from everyone, so it's a big risk as well. Like you're going to miss everyone. So what was the move like for you? Like, was it tough? Did you miss home?
Yeah, it was tough. I remember it would have been, I don't know, the first 2 months I was here living in Sydney. I was on the phone to my best mate's like in tears. Like
really,
just I don't know what to do. Like I'm sitting at home. I got nothing to do here. Just missing your mates, and like my friends were just like, "You're all right, mate. Like you can stick it out. You moved there for a reason," and they were great. They really supported me. But I do remember those phone calls where I was unsure with what I did. But I'm glad I had that support.
And so, do you think it was just the missing of home, or was it also the fear of like, I've got this huge task ahead of me and I'm out of my comfort zone?
Yeah, I think at that time, it would have been like just that uncomfortable situation where you're in a new place. You don't know anyone, haven't got family here. But then once you get put into a group of people who are all pretty much in the same boat, so it's easy for us to make mates in the industry we're in. You don't really have a choice.
Yeah, 100%.
Once footy started, it was okay. I had a job. I started to get into a routine, and then
What'd you do for work?
I was doing a refrigeration apprenticeship.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Friggy, you're a Friggy, mate.
Yeah,
did you finish it?
Yeah, I did.
So you're a fully qualified Friggy?
Yeah. So
nice, bruh.
Yeah.
Don't tell any of your mates. I'll fucking have you around fixing their fridges all the time.
Yeah, I'll come and work at the barn.
Actually, we do. We need to remind me later. I need to do some maintenance on our fridges.
That's good. I'll be there. Can't promise you'll have any beer left, but
well, we will pay you in beer.
Oh, that's fair. I'll do that.
Okay, so you're doing your refrigeration apprenticeship, and did you captain the under-20s Rooster side both years?
No, just my last year.
Your last year.
Yeah.
And so what were those 2 years like for you as, playing wise? You made the under-20s Queensland side the second year?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, the first year I was here, I fractured my scaphoid, so I didn't play. I was out for 11 months. So
scaphoid, where's that?
It's in your wrist.
And it was an 11-month injury.
Yeah, essentially because I missed the whole season, and then I had to do pre-season, and then come back the following year. Yeah.
Why was it so long?
I didn't know it was broken for 8 months, so the bone was rotting away, and I had to get a bone graft. And
so you were playing with a broken wrist?
Yeah, for 8 months or so.
And
my whole last year of school footy. When I was...
Oh, so it was during school footy.
So, yeah, I broke it at school, and then I moved to Sydney.
Yeah.
And then my wrist was always sore. Did the pre-season, and then started SG ball. Played, I think, 6 rounds of SG ball. And then I finally got it scanned, and then, it was half gone. The bone was
rotted. So your bone had rotted away.
Yeah, it's because that bone doesn't have blood supply, so it just started to die.
Bro, were you just like, what am I doing? What was it? Okay, so you get the scan, and I'm assuming you're thinking probably just like a ligament or something sore.
I honestly, I was, broken wrist. Can't be too bad. And then they go, you're going to have to go see a surgeon. And I was like, okay. And then seeing the surgeon, he goes, it's pretty bad. You're going to have to get a bone graft, put 2 screws in, get blood supply, another vein pulled off another bone and screwed to you. I was sitting there going, what the fuck?
What is going on?
And then they were like, it's pretty serious. You're going to be out pretty much the whole year. And then, I was pretty much done for the year then.
And so did that rattle you? Because it's the first year down there, you've sacrificed so much, you're already missing your mates, so you're like, oh my God. Yeah,
it did, but I think at that point, I already had mates there.
Yep.
I knew I signed a 3-year contract, so I had security there, and I just ripped in that whole year. I got kicked out of the gym. I remember when I went up to under 20s. The trainer kicked me out of the gym because I was too big.
Really? So you put on too much weight from muscle mass.
Yeah.
And he was like, mate, you just can't keep coming in the gym like this. You're getting too big.
Yeah. So he kicked me out, and I didn't mind that. Now I look back, I'm stoked because I'm over it.
Yeah, you've done it so much.
So
were you just in your head, were you so determined, I'm going to do as much as I can, as much as I can?
I trained 5 days a week, every day. I was in there without a doubt. Straight after work all day, and then straight in.
And because you weren't doing as much contact or cardio because of the wrist?
Yeah, I was just training by myself. That was just what I was doing.
Oh, so the under-20s, they had their program and then you would go and train yourself?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so
how did they find out? The trainer, how did he find... Or did he just see how big you were getting?
So once that season was done and I went into the 20s, pre-season that next year... because he was there throughout the year before. He's like, you're not allowed in there. I'm kicking you out because you're too... you look like a bodybuilder. And I was just look swollen.
Did you think he was joking at first? Or you're like, you're a GNR? And then he's like, nah, mate, you train too much in the gym.
Yeah, I kind of knew because I was when I moved down, I was 90 kilos, and then I was 95, and then I was getting to borderline 100 kilos just within 12 months.
Wow, that's a lot of muscle, yeah.
And then I got kicked out.
How long did the ban last for?
I think it was nearly a month. Not a month, a week. But I wasn't allowed to do what I was doing. He really modified what weights. I was doing.
So he kicked you out for a week and then changed your entire program to be lean muscle, lean you back a bit.
Yeah, because I was pretty much from what I was doing in school footy, from what I knew, in the weights and all that. I took that down there, and I was like, well, I'm going to make my own program up and do that. It was a good program. If you want to put on size, we'll go.
Put it up. You're going to be a PT after you retire, bro.
Yeah, I thought about it.
That's fucking crazy. So they kicked you out, and then obviously it modifies your training. So you've always had the training ethic then, the work ethic to train hard and everything like that.
Yeah, well, I think I didn't know any different.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I look back and go, I don't know why I wanted to go every day, but I did. It's something I look forward to because, I didn't want to work. I wanted to be at football. I wanted to play footy, and every day at work I'd be like, "Fuck this! I want to want to go to training. I
Yeah,
can't wait
really?
to knock off till I get to the gym.
Wow, so you're just keen as mustard to get in there and rip in.
Yeah, it really helped me, especially for when I transitioned in the 20s.
And so the next year coming back from the injury,
Yeah.
was that a hard process, or was that you were just pumped as, like, get me in there?
Yeah, we had Jason Taylor as the coach at the time.
Yeah.
He said, I left school footy playing a centre, and he goes, I want a edge back rower that can play 80 minutes. And it really put the challenge on me and a few other players, and I pretty much took it with both hands, and I ended up starting the season that year in the back row.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it more than centre?
Oh, so much better.
Oh, really? Because you actually can just get in there and have a crack.
I get bored playing centres now after you play back row.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed getting through the work, and then took that into my last year of 20s, and that went forward from there.
So you became captain. Was that a huge honour for you, becoming captain in the 20s? And who was in your side? It would have been a pretty good side.
Yeah. Well, my first year was an unreal side. We had big naps. We had Kane Evans, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, Riley Jacks. It was crazy under 20s team.
Yeah.
And under 20s back then was strong. That's really when strong. The players transitioned from 20 straight to NRL, and they didn't use New South Wales Cup as a stepping stone then.
Yeah.
But yeah, going from that year to my last year was good because we still had a young team. But yeah, I don't know, we just had a really close group too, and it was easy. I'm not much of a talker, I don't think. I like to lead by my actions, and and hopefully the boys follow on from that. But yeah, it was an honour.
And so the next year you get selected for the under-20 side, Queensland. What was that like for you? Was that expected, unexpected?
It's something I really wanted to achieve that year. Because I think the year before, my first year was the first year they actually did the under-20s origin.
Okay. Yep.
So it was something I really wanted to do. And I started the year really, really, really good, and I was playing second row, and then made the origin team. We didn't win that. Fucking Queensland hasn't won that first time last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So New South Wales have been real dominant in the under-20s, but it was a good week.
Yeah.
Got the week off work.
Oh, really? So you're still... because under-20s, yeah.
Got the week off work. I was stoked about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I that's something I really want to do. I don't know, playing for Queensland, you get that. Everyone says that you get that extra and a bit of energy.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, so passionate, I guess, about it growing up.
Yeah.
Watching the Origin, I always used to get G'd up for it. So, even in the 20s, you can see the passion there.
Yep. And so you've got a year left after that on your contract?
So no, that year I re-signed to the Roosters for 2 years, I think.
Okay.
And yeah, I did. Oh no, sorry. The year before, so my first year of 20s, I re-signed.
Oh, you extended
another year. So another year.
Yep.
So then I went into my second year of 20s, and then had a year after that in full time.
Yep. And so in full time, what was that like? First day you rock up and you're there with the big boys.
Yeah, I for some reason just decided after my last year of 20s that there was because the Roosters didn't go too well that year, and our 20s team, we made finals and played I think 2 or 3 weeks into the finals, so we didn't have that first grade already off for 3 weeks.
Yep.
And then I had 2 weeks off, I think, and then there was Jake Friend, and I can't remember who else was training at the time, but I think Friendy missed the last couple of weeks of that year, and then he started back earlier, so I was like, I'll jump in and train with him. So there was a few of us, I think Mitch Orbison, so there was 3 of us training 2 weeks before the actual other boys had to come back.
Yep.
And I think I just did that because I was still working. I couldn't go anywhere, so I was just working. I just decided to
stuff it. I'll just
go back and start training with those boys. And then that was the year Sonny Bill come to the Roosters.
So that's 2013. So that's when they won the premiership.
Yeah.
So you're in that squad. So what was that? You know, going from 20s to that first grade squad, was it just like, this is the real thing? Like, it's another level.
Yeah. Well, I think I was young. I think I was a bit intimidated.
Yeah.
And not intimidated. I just, you know, you're around the big boys
You're
and you're kind of shy.
overawed.
Yeah. Like, you know, you don't want to push any buttons or anything. And when I look back now, I was just like, fuck, why don't I just, you know, take every opportunity I had and just actually just rip in, because now when those young blokes come in and have a crack, I love it.
Yeah.
And I could only imagine, like, if I was going half-assed or, you know, scared to, you know, annoy the bigger boys, you know, they probably didn't earn my respect the best way. But
I think it's a generational thing too. Like, I think that this next generation coming through, they're a lot more open and confident to the older generation. Whereas when I was coming through, I was saying, bro, I didn't speak.
Yeah.
I was just head down and like, I didn't want to disrespect anyone. You guys have been around forever. And like Roosters, they got this unbelievable side.
Yeah.
It was all about respect. It wasn't because I didn't like them. I was just like, you let me know when you want me to talk, because that'll do that.
Yeah. Well, that's how I felt. Exactly like that. And looking back, I just wish I, you know, just fucking ripped in.
Yep.
I did not rip in, but I didn't want to stand on anyone's toes.
And especially as a forward, it's a little bit different. Like, as a back, in those contact sessions, you're not really like, for an example, whereas like, you know, as a forward, they want you to rip in because they want to see what you're made of, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. And I didn't train shit. I just kind of didn't, you know, stand out because I was too afraid. And then I think that year I was playing first year reserve grade, playing against men. I'd say I was average.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't playing good footy. You know, I was feeling like the pressure was always on.
Yep.
You know, just getting scrutinized, like, you know, just didn't feel, you know, not comfortable, but I just wasn't happy.
Just your confidence as well.
Yeah, and then I left that year. After I left that year and went up to Townsville.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went up to the Blackhawks for 2 years.
So that's what I like about your journey, is that it was like, wasn't just like form straight through. Because like, the thing is, if you make that under 20s Queensland side, the natural progression is first grade squad, couple of years, then into first. You know what I mean?
Well, most of the boys in that Queensland team did that.
Yeah.
Boom, straight through.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them played first grade that year.
Yeah, definitely.
Even some of them were already playing first grade.
Yep.
And I look back at that team and I think I was the only one till last year that didn't play.
Oh, wow.
And then
did that get to your head a bit or not really?
No,
didn't really think about it.
I think it drove me.
Yep.
I think that's what, you know, there's all little things along the way that help drive you to get you to where you are. And I don't know, like when you dream of doing something, you got to finish it.
Yep.
So.
And that was your process, is like, you know, I've got this goal. I don't care where it takes, because like another thing is surprising, like going back to the Blackhawks. Yeah. So was there any other NRL clubs interested, or did you just feel you need to get back home, get your head straight, and then go again?
So Canberra were interested, just on like a
training trial kind of deal.
No, it was just a second tier kind of, you know, full time, but and
tough gig.
I was like, I don't think I can live in Canberra. I think I would have been really unhappy, and I just didn't want to go there. And if I'm already thinking that, I was just like, no, there's just no chance I'm gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. Like when I was playing, I was always like, you know, it would have to be an unbelievable offer, or like, but living in Canberra for me would be extremely hard. Being from Gold Coast, and you would be even harder coming from Cairns.
Yeah, well, that's right. I and at that point in time in my career, I was like, if you're not happy doing what you're doing, then why do it? Yeah. So I think that year in full time took a bit of a toll on me, and even though the team won the grand final, you know, you're getting overlooked every week, and you kind of second guess yourself if you're good enough. Yeah. But I went back home, back to Townsville, and ripped in the next 2 years. We had a good team. The first year I was at the Blackhawks, we went right through to the grand final, and we lost to Ipswich Jets. But when I went there, I think when you go from full time, you know, as you know, you're just part of the squad, and then you go to a team where you're valued. You're actually a big part of the team. And that really helped me, get some leadership, grow up, mature a bit.
Yep.
And then just rip in and, just have fun and enjoy playing footy. And that's where I was kind of, where I'm saying like I didn't want to stand on anyone's toes, is because I was, immature still in that, where I grew up a lot when I went up to Townsville. And footy was going well, playing probably the 2 best years of football I've ever played, and that got me to where I am now, I guess.
And so when you did go up though, was it always in your head like, this is just a detour, like this isn't me surrendering my dream, or like, all right, I'll go play reserve grade? It was like, I'm going to go back there, play the best footy I can play, and get picked up again by another NRL club.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. Like, I had people tell me, once you leave the NRL system, it's pretty much impossible to get back in. And I think...
Do you remember who told you that? Or I can't say their name, but was it someone that kind of said, did it? Those moments where they say something to you and you're like, fuck off, I want to prove you wrong.
I do remember who said that to me, but it was actually one of my best mates.
Oh, really?
He said that to me,
wow.
And but he wasn't saying it as a negative.
He was like trying to keep you.
Yeah, because I was telling him that I had the Canberra thing, and he was like, once you leave, it's pretty much really hard to get back in, and I was like, oh, I don't want to, I don't want to go to Canberra. I'm not going to go live there if I don't want to, and I just did what I felt was right, and he wasn't like, oh, you're a dickhead or anything.
Yeah, he was just trying to give you advice.
He's just giving me advice, and once I didn't realise it till I got back to Q Cup that I realised for myself how hard it was to get back.
So you go back and your friend had said you should stay. You said, no, I think I can make it work. But then you realised how hard it really was when you got back. Yeah,
well, that year we went right through. We were pretty much unbeaten all year. Our team, we broke nearly every record in the Q Cup.
Oh, wow.
Most points scored in a year, least amount of points scored against.
Wow.
We were just like best attacking record, everything. We were just unbelievable. Yep. And we didn't win the grand final that year, but we had the best team by a long shot. But sometimes that just doesn't work for you. But
it all comes down to that one game, and
that's it. Yeah. And like no one in our team got an NRL contract.
That's
and
crazy.
The Ipswich that won, I think 6 or 7 players went straight onto an NRL gig, and
what?
I had people saying to me, "Oh, you should have got a contract," and all that, and I was like, "Oh, well, like it is what it is. Like I can't change it."
Yeah.
And then I went back to the Black Hawks, was re-signed for another year, and had another good year, and then we didn't. I don't think we even made. I think we went halfway through the finals or whatever. Still had a great team.
Yep.
Went really well. And then
did that deter you at all? Like, so you get to the grand final, you break all these records, you have this unbelievable year. Not a single person on your side gets a contract, not even a training trial.
Yeah.
Did that hurt your confidence a bit? Like, fuck, maybe this was the wrong decision.
Yeah.
Shit.
So we got Jerome Hughes was the only one.
So one player.
One player.
Which is crazy.
Went on to Melbourne.
Because what's crazy is like, there's 2 comps in reserve grade. New South Wales Cup, Queensland Cup. You would think there'd be, out of the 4 sides that are in the grand final, that there would be a lot of people at least getting training trials.
Yeah. And there was only one. And like everyone, like mates, family and everyone was like, oh, like you deserve one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, it doesn't really matter now because I don't have one.
Yeah.
So the next year I had another cracky year, and I made the team of the year for the Q Cup. And then that night of the awards night, I got picked in the second row of the year, and then literally on the plane flight back home, landed, and I had a message from my manager saying that the Bulldogs are interested. And pretty much straight on from there, like a couple of days later, I had a 2-year contract.
How good's that? How good is? And so it was just the Bulldogs interested, or was there a bit of feelers from other clubs?
I had a Cowboys again.
Yep.
I think they offered me just a training trial.
Yep.
But I had pretty much signed off my trade that year. I was going I could have been tradesman.
Yep.
You know, earning heaps of money there. Like
Yep.
it wouldn't have been. I couldn't have taken 3 months off my trade to do a training trial because I would have, gone backwards in that way, in that regard. But yeah, same thing again. Need to get out of Townsville, get back to Sydney, and it'd be silly not to take a 2-year contract. So
100%, especially like a top 25.
Yeah.
So you get that contract, and then you're like, all the hard work was worth it. Like, I'm gonna rip right in when I get down there.
Yeah. Got in. The squad at the Bulldogs at the time, still the same. Like the leadership group there, just really make you feel welcome. Fit straight in. Didn't care about stepping on anyone's toes.
Yeah.
Had a good time. Got some really good mates, and and that helped with footy.
And so that first year, so you get there and I guess you start training in the off season. What was the feeling like? Were you like, I'm a shot here, like I might be in here?
Yeah, well, when I signed the contract, I think Frankie Pritchard just left and went to Para, and they didn't sign another back rower.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I might have a chance here. Like there's a window there. You got to fight for a spot, and that year was another tough year for me because it was pretty similar to the previous two where I was playing really good footy but just never got to go. And same thing, everyone's saying you're gonna get you deserve to play I didn't get a crack, and I don't know, that's just how footy goes sometimes, and you get all these people saying, well, you should go talk to the coach and tell him what you're doing, and that's just not how it works with how we're going. If the coach is going to pick you, then he'll pick you, but if you don't, then you just got to keep trying to do your best and prove him wrong. And
talking to him is not going to get you selected.
Yeah, not at all. It's what you do on the field.
Playing good footy is going to get you selected.
Yeah, and me and my missus were arguing flat about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're going to move down here to deal with this shit again. And
because she'd been through the hard, the hard years.
She was with me when we were at the Roosters, and she moved up to Townsville with me, and and then we did that first year here, and it was testing, but she was always supportive. Yeah,
but she's looking at it from a perspective of what she wants the best for you. Like she can't understand why you are playing good, so you should get a crack. Yeah, and but you understand not the politics, but how footy works. Like it's not about like walking in and going, I need to play first grade, because he's just going to be like,
see you, mate.
Yeah, all right, whatever. Whereas if you just keep going, just week in, week out, good footy, eventually he's going to appreciate that and put you in, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I just knuckled down again and went through another year and didn't get another game. Didn't get a game in first grade, and I wasn't rattled by it. I was upset, but I still had another year on my contract, and that's pretty much how you look at it. When you're in that position, like still got another year. I can make it, and then all that stuff happened with Des, and he got the sack, and all the board and everything happened at the Bulldogs that year.
Yeah.
And Dean come in and brought a whole new coaching staff, and then it was like, another fresh start. Here we go.
Yep.
And then I played World Cup at the end of last year too, and had a good World Cup, and PNG we went unreal.
Yeah.
And that helped me, and then come back. I think I was 6 weeks later than everyone else when I stopped playing footy.
Yep.
And then Dean was here, and I had like a week off after we played England in Melbourne. And I come in and I had to do a medical, and went in the training, and they were like, our head trainer, he goes, the boys have been back for 5 weeks already. And I was like, oh, yeah. He goes, we got a new coach too, so what are you doing? I think you should come back. And I was like, oh, I kind of just finished playing footy.
Yeah, I finished last week. Like in my body, I'm so tired. Like
and I was like, fucking hell. Like he's telling like it's right. We got a new coach. I can't be off. Having a fun time, buddy. Having a massive holiday. And whatever.
Yeah. And it's a huge opportunity for you, new coach, position-wise. So he's looking out for you as a mate, like really.
Yeah, well, that's right. And, I was like, fucking hell. Like, I haven't even had a break. And you look forward to your break after every season. Like, you got 6 weeks off and you can do whatever you want and just, get away from footy. And... like I think I would have played 40 games plus that year, and my body was tired.
Yep.
I just
so
wanted
many
a break.
niggly injuries. Like,
oh, it's the worst.
Yep.
And he just goes, there was like 2 other boys that played World Cup, and then they had a day off or 2 days off and started training, and I was like, well, I can't fucking take any longer. I said, I'm gonna have a week off and I'm gonna come back. I just need to get away from footy for a bit.
Yep.
And they were like, yeah. So I had a week off and then just ripped straight back into pre-season just to, try and impress. And, I'll come back a bit heavy after World Cup. But,
mate, you got to enjoy your off-season, bro. It's people don't understand, like, that it is so physically and mentally draining rugby league for the season. You need that. Like, don't get me wrong, it's an absolute privilege to play.
Yeah.
But it is physically and mentally draining.
Oh, like 100%. It's like, it's not like you're going for a road run or something. You got to mentally prepare yourself to literally try and hurt someone, or or be hurt, and you got to try and dominate the person in front of you, and he's trying to do the same to you.
Yep.
And to mentally prepare for that for 25 weeks in a row. It gets draining.
Yeah,
and
it's like a fight, pretty much. Like you leave, like you can get knocked out and you get dinged quite a lot, and B, like you come out of every game like feeling like you've been in a fight.
Yeah.
25 weeks. Wow.
25 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if boys are playing with broken fingers.
Yeah.
Some boys play with broken wrists.
Yeah.
Like,
you did.
Yeah, like. Forearms. James Graham played with a broken forearm for a couple of weeks.
Oh, really?
When my first year was there.
So in the first year, he played with a broken forearm.
Yeah, I think it was like the last 6 games or something. He played with a broken forearm.
Holy shit! Wait a second. So how did this come about? Did you know that he was playing with a broken forearm?
Yeah, he just like the big guard that he wears on his forearm. Yeah, he just taped that up.
And he was just like, did he needle or anything?
I'm not too sure if he was. He would have probably needle. I don't think you can play normally with a broken arm.
Oh my god!
But,
broken. And did he ever complain or like?
Nah, he is a hard man.
He's
James
a hard
Graham.
Man.
Yeah.
A broken.
Forearm.
Forearm.
Yeah.
Oh my
and
god!
The last year he was there, he had bad neck pains and like. I don't know, you'd probably see it, he'd make a tackle and his whole arm would go dead. And he wouldn't come off the field, like he'd just keep going.
Wow.
And, he's a tough bloke.
He's a maniac.
Yeah, like to do that
it's one thing to like continue playing with that's crazy enough. But to go like, okay, you play that game and then the next game you go through a whole week of training and you run back out on the field with a broken forearm for 6 weeks.
Yeah. Ray Fatala-Mariner last year played, I think, 6 weeks with a grade 2 syndesmosis in his ankle.
What? So that's the things you don't see as a fan. I mean, you can't see, and you can't expect the fans to know that, but to find that out is just like, wow.
Yeah. Like Adam Elliott played with broken ribs, I think.
Broken ribs?
Yeah, or popped cartilage or something.
Oh, my God.
And blokes would have done it when you were playing too.
Yeah. I mean...
we all know about it, but it's
you
like,
don't really.
You just don't understand.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You're in there, but... So, went through 8 weeks, still playing reserve grade.
Yep.
And then I was 18th man, and then I was going to play the next week, literally warming up in the sheds, and I get told, "Oh, you're not playing today."
Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
So you got named to play, or 18th man, but you're going to play?
No, I got named. So this was reserve grade. I was playing that day, and I was in the sheds, and they go, "No, you're not playing reserve grade. So this is round 8."
Yep.
So I missed that game, and then I had a whole week where they said, "You're playing, but you're not named in the team. We're going to name you on the day."
Okay.
So you can't tell anyone because it's like strategic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could only tell my family and friends, like close friends, and I was like, "You can't say anything. Like, don't put anything on Facebook. Like, don't put anything anywhere because I'm not like you aren't meant to know."
Yeah.
And I was preparing all week. I was playing. I debuted in Brisbane. Unreal.
Suncorp.
Yeah, Suncorp. Got to Brisbane. Captain's run in Brisbane. Still, not named in the team. No one knew except for my mates, and run out on the, I think it was a Friday night in Brisbane.
So what's that like? You've worked your ring out. You're like 24 years old at this stage, 25?
25, yeah. 25. Just turned 25.
Just turned 25, so it's a long, long road.
Very
long road. I mean, what was the feeling like? You're there, you're in Suncorp, you're about to play NRL.
Yeah, the night before we did like a jersey presentation, and my mum and dad got to come along, and I was pretty emotional about it. Like I was, I think when I got the jersey, I said a speech, and like I was just, I was fighting back tears, and it was because it was a long road, and finally to get that opportunity, and G'd the boys up, and
I was ready to go.
Yeah, it was pretty. That night really sunk in.
Yeah.
I could barely sleep, and it was a long 12 hours before the game.
So you're in Suncorp, like the best. You can't debut at a better stadium.
Yeah.
And you're in the changing room, you're looking around, and like Clemmer would have still been there. Like you've got all the big dogs in there, and what are you doing? Just like,
yeah, I walked in, and names up on the locker.
Yeah.
Got my player number there. First time seeing my jersey with my embroidery, the game, and my player's number, and then my footy shorts with my player number, and then it's kind of like it's sinking in, and I remember getting ready, and everyone's like, "You'll be right, like you'll enjoy it," like, and then went into warm up, worst warm up we've ever had all year.
Really?
We were so quiet, dropping the ball. Like I was just like going, "Fuck!" The fans are watching us, thinking these.
Oh really?
Yeah, just going, "What are we doing?" And, like it was just one of those warm ups. It was just horrible.
Just wasn't working.
We weren't on. We were just like off, and then we kicked off, and everyone was ready to play. We ripped in. Scored me first try in the first 4 minutes.
What?
So
you scored a try. Your first touch?
Yeah, first touch. 4 minutes in.
G up. Absolute G up. Blokes go like years without scoring a try.
Yeah.
So walk us through that. You're in bloody Suncorp Stadium. They were doing like 30,000 people there?
Yeah, it was 34.
34,000 people there.
Yeah, and there was 50... I think I had 60 tickets, 50 or 60 tickets, my family and friends in the stands. I don't know. I ran a lead for Foz. He played out the back to Moses.
Yeah.
And Mo dummied and kind of went through. And because I pushed through that hole...
you were there?
Yeah, I was there, and he just offloaded to me, and then I just like... I think I had to get past Glenn and who's the fronty there, the big fella.
Offengal?
No.
Lodge.
That's it. Lodge. Yeah, I got past and put the ball down, and the boys' reaction after that was unreal. Like if you watch the video, they were going off.
Yeah.
And it was just like from then on, like we played unreal.
Yeah. So you got the win?
No, we lost by 2.
Oh, really?
It was a very controversial game, that one, actually.
Oh, really? What happened?
There's a few calls that didn't go our way.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Was that the one where Dean Pay said like he nearly got fined or something like that, or
I think
it's
so.
like they don't want us to win? Is that one?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I think it was that game, and yeah, I remember it would have been, I scored the try. We were defending. And I remember looking up at the clock, and it was 20 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah.
20 minutes in, and my forearms were cramping, and I was just so fatigued, and it was just like one of those arm wrestle games, just back and forth, and forth, and I was thinking, holy.
I got 60 minutes
how do
to
you
go.
do this every week? And then you just get used to it. I think if I was to rewatch that game now, I'd be like, well, fuck, I'm running around like a headless chook here. Like, I don't need to be doing that kind of thing. And you find your groove when you start playing every week. And
also you understand that you have a job, someone else has a job.
Yeah.
You don't need to go and do their job. Like, do your job to the utmost best. And then anything outside of that is kind of...
Yeah, that's it. And that's the best thing. That's right. You just focus on what you have to do, and you do that well. Everyone else around you don't have to worry about.
Yeah. Whereas, like in Q Cup, it's a little bit different. Like the way you play, you can run around a bit going crazy and be that standout. But at the end of the day, that's because it's not as high a standard, and blokes don't do their jobs.
Yeah. And like in like reserve grade, like you got like. If you're not filling that gap, it might not, nothing might happen. But in NRL, if you don't fill that gap, they'll find it, and
100%.
That's it. You'll get caught out. So
every single time, like the time you think it's not going to happen, it happens.
Yeah. So I've learnt quickly to just focus on myself and played every game. I think except for one after I debuted.
And so I guess. And also kicking. Have you always been a kicker?
I've always been able to kick,
but not a kicker.
I did it a little bit here and there when I was growing up, but my first year at the Dogs, we didn't have a kicker. Like the first game we played against Mounties, like in Whoop Whoop, where their home ground is, and we had like one of the boys kicked. He goes, "Nah, I don't want to do it." Another one of the boys kicked. Nah, I don't want to do it. Another one of the boys kicked. Didn't want to do it. And I was like, fuck it, I'll do it.
So you were fourth string kicker?
Yeah, I just didn't care. Yeah. And at the time, like I'd look back now and go, fuck, I was rubbish. But I worked hard on it. And I was just, tweaked a few things. When I was first starting to kick, I used to, back when I started at the Dogs, used to aim black dot, and I'd always I'd try and hit it straight, and I'd sit back a lot on my kicks, and then I go to training and I'd work on it, and then eventually now when I do it, I aim right pole. I always kick through the ball, head down, step through it, and then I picked all these things up in the year, and I eventually just got really consistent at it. And at training, I can. I have fun kicking, but if I have a shit day at training, it doesn't rattle me. I just know when I zone in or when I go into a game, I for some reason I can really zone in and focus on what I'm doing. And some kicks I remember hitting in the game and going, that's a horrible kick. And then I'd look up and it's going somehow it's gone through, and I'm like,
how'd that go? Because 93.8%.
Yeah.
That's a great kicking percentage.
It's pretty good. Prefer 100. No.
What's your most memorable kick?
I think Canberra. When we played the Raiders at... there's a few. There was one against Canberra where I nailed it from the sideline, and it didn't it was massive kick, just right on the sideline. We had a massive breeze there, and then it was beautiful. Watch it, I could watch that
every day. All day. Of course you could.
And then there was one against the Tigers towards the back end of the year. I absolutely I think it was probably was fairly tight that game from memory. I think we were down, or we were 14 all or 16 all, and I kicked the goal to go 18-16, and it was from the sideline, and I couldn't have hit it any better either. And yeah, I was already smiling before it went through.
You just knew it was over.
Yeah, and I just remember, like, you know, the trainer gave me the water after, and I was just fucking how good's this? Like, you know, and that.
How good's footy?
Oh, it was just like, I don't know, it was just G'd me up, and then, you know, when you're going up by sixes, we played a lot better. We were more comfortable, kind of. You know, the team had that energy where we were fucking ready to rip in.
Yeah.
You know, instead of going, fuck, we're 16 all.
Yeah, so true. So true.
We're up by 2 points now. Like, it changes the mentality of the way we played, and you know, I'm happy it went well, but yeah, like, I think it changed the way we played.
And it's like so important. Like, people don't realise how important kicking is, because it can, not only is it points to win, but it, as you said, changes the whole mentality of the team.
Yeah, and like, I don't want to be cocky, but yeah,
no,
it was
bro.
good.
Hey, it was mad. Like, you can say that. Like, that's a hard thing. It's like when you're in a team environment, like, you know, you get that kind of brought out of you of, like, you don't want to be cocky, but it's the truth. It was a fucking sick kick, and it was a great time.
Yeah.
What do you say?
No, you go.
I was going to say, then, like, you have a great year. Like, basically, you do everything that you not promised you would do, but, like, it's not like you had one game, went back to reserve grade, another game, went back to reserve. You kept your spot and you played some good footy, and then you make the emerging Origin squad. So how was that like?
Yeah, that was, you know, I was always, like, I seen when they started doing it, like, mates go through and go into the emerging squad, and I always wanted to get the opportunity. And yeah, Kevy called me. I was actually fishing with Tolls in Port Hacking down in Cronulla.
Was it surprised or?
Yeah, I was actually. I was very surprised. Like,
did you know whose number it was, or was it just random?
No, it was a random number, and I was just fishing, and, like, I wasn't checking my phone, and we were probably fishing for 2-3 hours.
Who?
Aidan Tolman.
Aidan Tolman, yep.
And got back to the boat ramp, and I checked my phone, and it was probably like 2-3 hours later that I checked it. And,
oh shit!
Like,
most important phone call of your life.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck. Like, I was like so anxious in the car. Like, oh, do I tell Tolsy or whatever? Yeah. And I was kind of like, oh, Tolsy, we got a call from Kevy Walters.
What did he say, like, in a message?
Yeah, he sent me a message. He goes, it's Kevy Walters here, and just want to give you a call quickly about the emerging Origin.
Yeah.
Just before, you know, you see it in the media and all that. And I was just like, fuck. I was so nervous. Called him back, and we had a chat, and he just pretty much said exactly what his message he sent to me, and then the emerging Origin camp was unreal. It was a good weekend up in Sunny Coast.
Does that give you a lot of confidence, though, going into this next year? You've got a huge opportunity. You know, you've made your debut now. You're an NRL player. It's your spot to lose in your Bulldog side. You know, you can rip and tear and do something big this year. You know.
Yeah, like, it definitely gives you confidence. Like, you know, Origin's, you know, pretty much the pinnacle of the game. You know, playing for your country is amazing, but I think the way Origin's played is, you know, there's so much passion in it. You know, I think the thing, like, internationally, that's the way it's going now. Like, it's good to see players, you know, not play for the Tier 1 nations. Like, they're going back to, you know, like Tamalolo and Fafita going back to Tonga, and, you know, you don't. It's not all about the money sometimes. Like, the passion and everything. I mean, and it's good to see international getting to that level, but Origin is just another beast, I think.
It's Origin, you know. Yeah. Like, it's not necessarily, like, it is about Queensland versus New South Wales, like 100%. Like, I played under 19s Queensland, so I know what it's like. But it's also like rugby league folklore. Like, it's it's the pinnacle of what rugby league is. Yeah,
100%. And, like, you know, growing up in Queensland, you fucking hate New South Wales on Origin Day. Like, anyone that wears a Blues jumper, you want to fight. Like, I don't even talk to me missus on Origin Day.
Oh, she's from New South Wales?
Yeah, she's from New South Wales. I don't even want to talk to her.
24-hour ban on talking.
Yeah. So all right, stop watch. All right, you're on. No, we're not talking today. So like that's how passionate, and New South Wales people are the same. They hate Queenslanders, but that's what makes the game makes it so good. Yeah,
and is that a goal for you in the next? Because they do have some established forwards in Queensland and some great forwards, but there also is opportunity there. The series was lost. There is opportunity for young guys to come through. Is that something that's in your head?
Yeah, for me, I think I'm still in that position where I still need to earn my spot in first grade. I've only played 14 games. Last year. I'm still fresh. I'm still young. I haven't played that much, and for me, I still got to earn my spot in the Bulldogs before I think about playing Origin. And if I'm doing that, that side of things will look after itself.
Yeah.
So,
but let's say that all takes care of itself. Let's say you do everything right, you get your spot, and you're sitting there. Let's say you're in that first grade squad, and everything has been earned at the Bulldogs. Are you sitting there then going, man, I would love to just have a rip and tear and play Origin?
100%. Even if I'm not in there, I'd be still sitting there thinking, fuck, I want to be playing Origin. Okay. But 100%. Yeah. I just got to play good football. It doesn't. It's not that easy, but I think I'll back myself, and I think where the Bulldogs are at, where we're at the moment, I think we're going to play some really good footy. So that's also going to help.
Yeah.
And I think anything's possible, but I'm going to prepare myself as if I'm going to go that way. So.
Yeah. Okay. And who's been the player that you've ran out against and gone, fuck, that's Anthony Milford or whatever?
Rabbitohs, Sam Burgess.
Oh, really? Well, you're like, wow, that's Sam Burgess right there.
Yeah.
I want to rip his head off.
Because I played him when we played England for the World Cup, and I was like, fuck, he's a big. And then when we played Rabbitohs, same, he's just got that aura about him.
Sammy Burgess.
Sammy Burgess, yeah. But he's just got that. I don't know. He's just got that wall, yeah.
Yeah, and when you see that, does that give you the energy to be like, man, I want to give it to him, eh? Like, I'm going to try to give it to him.
Yeah. It's all right. I reckon if I was a middle, I would probably do that. But being an edge, I think.
But edge is perfect because you can come screaming in out of nowhere, just screaming in.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably come on second best,
mate. Well, you got to have a crack. At least have a crack. Just Steve Maddow, just ruin your shoulders by annihilating blokes.
Oh, he was good.
He was good.
That.
So good to watch, man. So exciting to think, is he going to come out and do something crazy this game?
Oh, I think this year, that's what I'm excited about with Naps.
Yeah.
Because he's got that. He just ruins people. And that just G's fucking everyone up, hey.
Yep.
So
have you training with him, has it been good to see, he is a Queensland prop, he plays like that. Have you enjoyed that energy that he brings?
Yeah, I think the last couple of weeks he's been in and out of field sessions, but when he's in, he's unreal. He's just got that engine. He's just fucking non-stop. And then it's the way he goes about himself out there. He's definitely one of those blokes you don't have to worry about who's inside you. He's going to do his job.
And so he's one of those guys you want to run out with.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
And so let's say the next 12 months go perfect. What are you doing in 12 months' time?
Well, I'm off contract.
So, oh, really? Okay,
yeah,
so
I'm off contract, so another job would be good.
Yeah.
Or I'd be, I'd be at the bar servicing the
mate, you'd be a bloke in a bar. You'd be a bloke in a bar. We don't pay wages though, sorry, bro.
No, it's fine. I live off beer. But yeah, definitely, sign another contract.
Has there been any interest from the Dogs to begin talks again? Because you just extended this year, didn't you?
Yeah, I just extended, so nothing at this stage. So we'll see, once I start playing footy and where I'll be at. But yeah, I'll try and secure it as soon as I can. But I obviously don't want to sell myself short either. So I'm just going to back myself and then see where I end up.
And ask all the boys this: favorite movie of all time.
Favorite movie. I don't mind The Anchorman.
Oh, so good, eh?
Oh,
I'm Ron Burgundy.
go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Baxter.
You know, I don't speak Spanish, Baxter. And sometimes people write it like to the locker room, my page on Facebook, and it's like in a different language.
Yeah.
And every time I answer, you know, I don't speak Spanish, Baxter.
Fucking Milk was a bad choice. Definitely Anchorman.
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, yeah, I'll go Anchorman.
Anchorman?
Yeah.
Favorite rapper of all time?
Tupac. Oh, no, Tupac. Sorry, Biggie Smalls.
Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
He's a rival. Best prank you've ever seen with the boys that you can say?
When I was at the Blackhawks, we had a fake snake going around, and it would have been Moses Pangai. I don't know, Tavita's older brother.
Okay, yeah.
He's makes Tavita look small.
Really
like
massive.
He's a unit.
Yeah.
And I remember like running into his room and him just getting up, screaming, running out. Oh, it was funny.
And he's just like giant human being.
Just
like,
bucking. I've never seen anyone run as fast. He went flying out of the room, and it was Aunt Mitchell was chasing everyone with the snake.
Yep.
Yeah, that was. I reckon we did everyone that day.
That's yeah. Once you get a hold of a fake snake, everyone's got to be got. Like, come on. Playing for Papua New Guinea, what's that? What's the camp like? What's the feeling like? You know, we know them as like we all see YouTube clips of like Papua New Guinea footy of blokes just going skits.
Yeah.
What's it like being a part of that side?
Unreal.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe. Have you ever been to a game over there?
No, I've never been to the country. I'd love to go there.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a game to go watch. Cummels versus anyone over there.
Yeah.
I think the World Cup really, really sparked like the rugby league again. We didn't have, I think it was years where we didn't really, go too well in any games, but we still Papua New Guinea was still crazy about it. But when we started to win games and not just win games, we were playing good football, scoring heaps of points, and it was crazy. Like World Cup, like goosebumps. I get goosebumps thinking about it now. We would go up for warm up, and warm up's an hour before the game, or 50 minutes before the game, and go out 3 o'clock on a weekend in Papua New Guinea on a Saturday. Would have been, when was World Cup? November, late October. Oh no, it was all November. Nearly 40 degrees there, and the stands were packed. Like they're all sitting in the sun, and it was hot, and the whole stadium was packed an hour before warm up.
Wow!
And like we would run out, and it would just big roar. And when you run out of the tunnel and you go straight across the field and you start your warm up, you'd be nearly full speed. Like you just have that much energy going across, and like the whole crowd, the side of the stand that you're running to, they're all just like screaming and banging on the signs and just going crazy. Yep. And then, like that's the whole way through warm up, and then you go into the sheds and you're sitting in there and you're having your pre-game chat, and then you're walking out, to go sing the national anthem, and we're singing, and the whole crowd singing the PNG national anthem, and then there was the countdown before kickoff: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you couldn't hear the ref, you could barely hear the whistle for kickoff.
Wow! And
it was just like unreal. Like,
is it the best atmosphere you've ever experienced?
Ever experienced. And
wow!
Like, you just get so much energy, and you don't, people say it, but you actually do. Like you can feel it, and and the good thing is that they don't just chant for us. Like I was setting up to kick a goal, and they were chanting referee. The ref
chanting for the ref.
They were going referee, and he turned around and waved, and they were just going off. The crowd was going off, and I looked back, and he goes, "Oh, that's never happened before."
Yeah, like a ref's getting something nice done for him.
Yeah,
like, far out.
And that's just it's crazy.
Any crazy stories of like guys walking days, or you hear kids walking days?
That happens. I never well, I never heard of any stories like that, but you know what happens.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The local boys there, they know, like some of their families, you know, they'd come down from the Highlands and it'd take them a week to get there, but
Wow.
they would come. And
Far out.
with the hunters and that playing in PNG, you know, every second week, the country's used to, you know, rugby league happening quite often. So when we went into World Cup games, it was pretty cruisy. Like, we didn't need the police escorts or anything. And inside, everyone's really happy, and there was no, like, everyone says, "Oh, was it violent?" Like, not at all. Everyone inside, they just wanted to watch a game of football.
Yep.
And I think with the hunters being there, the country's used to having rugby league, so
they got the experience and stuff.
They've got the experience, and like they're not violent people, and that's what I try and say. Like, that's fine. Like, you'd really enjoy it. Like, come over, and my partner come over for one of the games, and it was one of the best experiences of her life.
Yep. Wow.
And it's just funny. Like, you always, like, can you go anywhere over there?
Like a misconception that, you know, it's like you got to worry about everything, but it's not really like that.
Yeah, not at all.
Yep.
And I think, like, everyone says, like, "Oh, I'd love to get over and watch a game," and I say, yeah, 100%, get over there and watch one. Like, you'll really enjoy it, and it's just amazing to see, you know, PNG itself, because it's such a beautiful place.
Any stories of the players and that, like something that they've done, like sacrifice to play for the PNG or the Kings, or sorry?
Oh, it's like the boys are passionate.
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah, Australia, we go over and play. You know, I got the heritage. Dad was born over there, but from where they come, from what they've done to get to where they are, and playing in a World Cup game, is everything to them, to their family, and in not warm up. While we're singing the national anthem, there, some of the boys are in tears, like, just, you know, just that pumped and ready to go.
Yep.
And it just means a lot.
Yeah, bloody oath.
A lot to the boys over there, and that's what makes me a better player, like, because I want to do it for them.
Yeah, you understand, like, you're representing them as well, you know, like, you were fortunate enough to be born in Australia. Well, you were born in Australia, and your dad was born in PNG?
Yeah.
Yes, so you got, like, the fortune of being in this country, whereas they don't have all the luck that you had and all the opportunities that you had. Like, can you imagine if all those boys were born in Australia and they had the same opportunity that the Australians had? You know, like,
well, that's it. And
they'd be playing NRL probably.
Yeah, well, that's right, exactly right. And I'm massive for that Hunters program they got over there, because it's doing rugby league for the country, like, massive. Like,
and there's so much talent, but not only is there talent, and I'm an outsider speaking, so this is just my opinion from the outside. I don't know what it's like to be in the country, but from what I would see is that, like, there's so many young kids that go astray because they have no pathways to success. Yeah. Whereas if you have pathways like the Hunters side, there's going to be so many young PNG boys that have an outlet and I can achieve that. I can see it. Yeah. Whereas if you can't see it and you've got nothing to work towards, that's how you do get caught up in shit outside of footy and, you know, everything like that.
Oh, yeah. Like, over there, beetle nuts are, you know, not a big problem. Like, but for players, like, you know, some of the boys just go walkabout. But like, one of the guys that played at the end of last year in the PM's 13 game, he was playing local football for his village the year before. Wow. And then he got picked up. I went to Hunters pre-season, played all year for the Hunters, and then got a chance to play for his country. Like, yeah, it's amazing. They never had that opportunity before. Yeah, like, so true. And, like, how many other kids in villages are like that didn't have that opportunity for so long? Yeah, well, Michael Maroon, he's the Kummel's coach and the Hunters coach, and he goes, like, you point at any one of these boys here and go, fuck, he's good. There's 20, 30 more players exactly like him. Yeah, they just didn't get that chance. Yeah, that are still there knocking on the door, you know. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Well, it's good that the Hunters are in, and it's good that they're going well. Didn't they win the comp a couple of years ago, or get close to? The World Cup, yeah. Yeah. So wow, last year, the year before. And didn't they just blow everyone off the park? they've been in the like finals every year since they've been in the comp.
Wow.
And then they just won, I think, on the bell in the final.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, they've been in there. They've been always in the finals, that's for sure.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Thank you. It's been unreal.
An hour and 23 minutes.
Yeah, good.
If someone said to you, you'd sit down for an hour and 20 minutes, you'd most likely be like, bro, I'm not going to speak for an hour and 20 minutes. Like, what do you talk? Like, what could I speak about?
It goes on. Keep going.
Thank you so much for coming on, brother. Your journey's amazing to watch, man. It's so good. So I wish you luck the next year. And who knows? If you have a crazy year, you could get a massive contract and maybe play Origin. You never know, bro. You just never know.
That's it. No, definitely. Origin's a big one.
Boom. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, bro.
Oh, Steen big. Oh, dashes it. What a